Good morning. Hello, everybody. Oh, no. No moving things around, Facebook. That's not allowed. Facebook is telling me it's changed some of the settings for going live, and I say no. They did not consult me, everybody. Okay, we're going live. I just get so upset when Facebook does not consult me before making changes. But it didn't. So we're live. We're giving everybody some time to come in and get started. So many exciting things this morning already. So we're, guys, we're getting a new roof. And so there's been roofers here, and the evidence is everywhere. There's some tricky things. Apparently somebody did something wrong, and so we've got a situation upstairs, but not to worry. We will be on the case come Monday morning. And roofers, if you're listening, get out your checkbook. So, all right. Good morning. As everybody's coming in, I started early so that I am wondering if I can be heard on Facebook because I turned. Could you check? Thank you. I've got some board members. Remember, board members are coming now pretty soon. July 11th, you all will be coming and will be here with me. So while we're waiting in these few minutes, I will just let you know, thank you so much. I will just let you know some announcements. I'll reiterate these later for when we're all back in the room, but it's very exciting. The fundraiser is going very, very well. The first really exciting thing to tell you is that we have a member, now an official member, who has given $5,000 in matching donation. So he's given us a challenge. And he will match dollar for dollar up to $5,000. And as of last Monday, we already had $31.25. So that's not counting the $5,000 matching donation. So very exciting. The fundraiser is going very, very well. It goes through May 31st. So you still have time to donate, which is good because I have forgotten to do it. And I'm reminding myself in this moment to do it. So remember, you can do that via PayPal. There's a button. You can send us a check, just like the roofers will be doing very soon. I don't know. Will we consider that a part of the fundraiser? I don't know. So there's that announcement. The other is that we're looking for a teacher's assistant. It's very exciting. I know that we won't have our children's programming until the fall, so we'll be back together again in July, but our children's programming and the music program, the new revitalized Unity band will be revealed also in the fall, but we are hiring a teacher's assistant. And for you parents, the reason why this is exciting is because this teacher's assistant makes it so that you will not have to take a turn downstairs, or if you do, it will be very, 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 very infrequently. So Christy and Priscilla are on that, and the search is underway. We also are searching for a pianist, and there's great news on that front too. I posted it somewhere, and she said, hey, can I give this to Lawrence students? And I said, absolutely. And so we've got somebody giving it to Lawrence students. We've got people giving it to local high school students, because this is an opportunity for even a high school student, the pianist opportunity. So again, just giving announcements before we begin while everybody's coming in. Oh my goodness, we don't have a lot on YouTube. Oh my, oh my. It's raining, guys. Come on inside. Sit down. Let's chat. So today, before we get started, let's just take a moment to do a centering prayer. So I just invite you to close your eyes or relax your gaze. And take a breath with me in through your nose and out. In through your nose and out. In this moment, we are allowing the love, the wisdom that is within us to rise to the surface. Right now, that love and wisdom is in charge. It is informing all of our thoughts. In this time, I know that I'll be pointed toward my own knowing, toward my own Christ nature. And it is that Christ nature that I allow in this moment. I feel the ground supporting my feet. I notice the temperature of the air around me. I invite you to put your hand on your heart. And as you breathe, just notice its beat. Can you feel that you are truly here in this moment, present? There is nothing lacking. All is truly well. I am open. I am grateful. Let's begin. And as you're ready, you can open your eyes and join me in this moment in time and space. So if you want, just Facebook, just another reminder, if you want a readable view of the slides, hop on over to our YouTube channel. And while you're there, go ahead and subscribe. See, I remember to say things like that now. I've been taught well. So I hope that you guys can see the graphic here. It is that graphic that I put up from time to time where there's one person's body and there's another person's body, and it shows the energetic field that is actually measured when you do things like an MRI. It is literally the energetic field that we carry along with us. And I titled today, Boundaries and Batteries, the Keys to Reentry, because we are at moment of reentry. And what that means is we are starting once again to be in each other's energetic space and in each other's physical space. And so I want to talk first about the recognition that we as seekers, what happens to us as we begin to really become committed to knowing our own nature, to becoming aware of the love that we are. We become highly, highly intuitive and highly, highly, reactive is not the word. We can be highly affected by that energetic field around another person. And so I want us to, as we enter back into the world, I want us to become aware of how we can do this in a way that will serve us without draining us, so that we can fully show up from our Christ nature. So I want to talk first about the empathy. So there are 3 types of empathy. There is cognitive empathy, and that is the kind of empathy that I understand how you think. I personally have a high level of cognitive empathy. It allows me to be a speaker. People that have a high level of cognitive empathy just naturally know the words to use that will reach you, that you'll be able to understand. So there is cognitive empathy. There is emotional empathy, and that is that I am able to feel how you feel. And this is the one that I want us to really become aware of. And this is the one we're going to kind of talk about now, because we as seekers, you know, I hear us all the time. I hear many of us in the community. Good morning. I see you. I hear many of us will even call ourselves empaths or HSPs, highly sensitive people. The recognition is that we really do have high levels of these empathy, of this kind of empathy. And emotional empathy, I can feel how you feel, is a great thing that will allow us to the third kind of empathy, which is compassionate empathy. And that means that not only do I feel how you feel, how I can intuit how you feel, I can intuit what you think, but I care. And that is that third level, that compassionate, caring, and that is our Christ nature, to care, right? That is our nature, to care about another. The trouble arises when this emotional empathy, when I feel how you feel and I don't have a boundary around that, then what happens is I come over to you and I'm highly susceptible to just taking on your feelings. You know, one question that I will ask myself often when I suddenly feel something deeply, maybe heavy, if I feel a heaviness, I will say to myself, is this mine? You know, I become aware, is this mine? Did I just pick this up from somebody else that's in this room with me? Or is this really mine? And that's what I want us to become aware of, because in order for us to go out into the world and bring the love that we are, be our Christ nature, we cannot, we must have a boundary around this emotional empathy. We must understand where I stop and you start, where my feelings, where my energy stops and yours begins. So we have to become really, really aware of our boundaries. And in order to do that, we have to really tend to and care for ourselves in very specific ways. Because if we do not, some of you might have seen that I actually posted this graphic on Facebook this week. But do you see over here? It says self-care is a priority, not a luxury. And you see, you wouldn't let this happen to your phone. See the phone battery here? I recognize that's not what they look like. Actually, I don't think any of us know what they look like. But do we? I don't think so. And so you see the battery level over here. Don't let this happen to you either. The recognition is that when you want to go out into the world, as we enter back in, as we go back in for reentry, our self-care and self-love has to charge this battery enough so that we are able to put a healthy boundary around ourselves, so that we do not take on other people's energy and emotions, but rather we can sense them, we can know them, and then we can deeply care. And from that place, we can be of service. But until we have done our self-love, our self-care, and charged our battery enough, we will not be able to re-enter the world without taking on everybody else's stuff. And I don't know about you, but I want to re-enter the world, and I also don't want to take on other people's stuff. I have enough stuff of my own. It's plenty, right? And so we have to practice this self-care and this self-love. This self-love is something new for me in the last few years, but definitely even more so in these last months. I've become aware of how much I really haven't practiced loving Lydia, like loving her. So this morning I got up and I went to the mirror and I said, I love you. I'll be here with you today. I love you. You're beautiful. And the reality is, and I'll tell you that my youngest son, my 9-year-old, I came out for some reason. It's anytime I wear dresses or skirts, but I came out and he looked at me and he said, "You're so beautiful. And that is wonderful." And I would not be able to feel it and feel like it was true unless I had already told myself. Because I'm the only one that I'll actually believe. But once I've believed it for me, then I can actually hear it from you. I can hear from you that I am kind, that I am worthy, because I have been practicing telling myself that I am kind and I am worthy. And that is key. So remember, we talked a couple of weeks ago about broken hearts and about how we all have underneath these layers of protection around us. We have this broken heart that began very early when something happened and we became afraid. We realized, oh no, there's a world out there and there's a me in here, and how do I keep me safe? And so the recognition is that those layers that we've used to surround this broken heart, they've served us well for a time, and now they're maladaptive and we're trying to get rid of them. But there is also layers of protection that are important and necessary to tend to that broken heart. Until that broken heart is healed, we can't fully be present in our life. We can't fully experience it. But we are the ones, our Christ nature, the truth of who we are, it is our responsibility to mend that broken heart. And what happens as we practice self-love intentionally, what happens is we're charging the battery and we're healing the cracks in this broken heart. And we're charging our batteries and we're able to go out into the world with our beautiful, pristine heart. And we are able to go and be of service because we can say, yes, I see your pain. I know you're in pain. And how can I serve? How can I help? But first, it starts here. It starts with our self-love and self-care so that our battery is charged and we have that good boundary around us. Not armor, right? We're getting rid of the armor, but boundaries are a good thing. So I'm going to read again. Excuse me, I have a lingering cough. Just as an aside, everyone, I wasn't here last week. Did you notice? What happened is I got sick. And that was the first time ever that I was sick on a Sunday, called in sick on a Sunday. And so I just want to say to you that ordinarily you will get advanced notice when that happens. So if for some reason you show up here and I'm not here, please know that it really was an unavoidable thing. Okay, sorry, that was an aside. Now we're going to go back. And this is a moment, this is the book Heart Minded. I read from it a couple of weeks ago. It's by Sarah Blondin. I recommend this book very, very highly. I am using it to do this very thing, to practice self-love and self-care. And she is amazing at it. And she has many meditations that she points to in the book. She'll tell you where to go to find those meditations. But I'll tell you what I did. I got the Audible version also, so that when it's the moment for meditation, I am able to switch to Audible and actually listen to her guide me through that self-love meditation. But I want to read, I'm going to start here and read this to you. We must learn how to cultivate and strengthen the muscle of love for ourselves. This is a very weak muscle for most of us, as we have been taught inadvertently to hate ourselves. The miraculous thing I've learned, though, through my experience with self-love and from feedback I've received from students, is that once you begin to practice it, your love starts to swell and saturate you with very little effort or time. It is as if there is a source waiting dormant under the surface of your awareness. That's our Christ nature. That once focused on and summoned erupts like a geyser to flood, imbue, and support you. That's that Christ nature within us. This love is neutral and unattached. It is love in its purest form. When we become radiant with our own love, we offer ourselves as medicine to the world. When we love ourselves, our eyes no longer write the story of hurt over the surface of our lives. Whether crooked stick or broken board, we begin to see life from a place of companionship, understanding, and compassion. To cultivate and find love for the self is to find love for our lives. And to find love for our lives is to find love for all of life. I'm skipping around. There is even data that confirms the value and importance of self-love and nurturance. In her book, Good Morning, I Love You, psychology professor Shauna Shapiro cites research showing that the part of the brain responsible for growth and change actually shuts down when we are in shame and judgment. Can you feel that? I'm going to say that again. The part of the brain responsible for growth and change actually shuts down when we are in shame and judgment, and activates when we express self-compassion and self-love. Our bodies begin to flourish from our loving attention. We begin to flourish. When I first began my practice of self-love, it felt like a bud beginning to open. Petal by petal within me, it was my body and heart relaxing into openness from the love I was watering it with. The self-compassion and care I was learning to show myself was helping me feel and grow into the rapture of my own being. It was bringing me to the place where the love is deep within all of us. Every day that we endeavor to love another, we must try to love ourselves first. I'm going to read that again. Every day that we endeavor to love another, we must try to love ourselves first. Once we feel that self-love, all the other love flowing our way can uplift us to higher levels of love and joy. By no longer looking for love by giving love to others, so by no longer looking for love by giving love to others, or trying to fill holes within ourselves, we are able to take in love as never before and give it without expectation as never before. It's so important that I want to read it again. I'm going to read it again. Every day that we endeavor to love another, we must try to love ourselves first. Once we feel that self-love, all the other love flowing our way can uplift us to higher levels of love and joy, like my son, right? Saying, you look beautiful. I had already said it in the mirror. So that love flowing my way, I could feel it, and it could uplift me even more. By no longer looking for love by giving love to others or trying to fill holes within ourselves, we are able to take in love as never before and give it without expectation as never before. If you ever find yourself consumed with troubled feelings of lack and unworthiness, pain or heartache, try to stop and get very still. Then hold your heart and whisper, I love you. I am listening. I love you. I am listening. I encourage you to speak lovingly to yourself daily, for this is how we disarm ourselves and invite our heart to come out of hiding. This is how we learn to free ourselves from painful relationships and heal scars from within. So she's got a meditation here, and I'm going to do a little part of it with you, and then we'll talk a little bit more on the other side. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and I'm telling you, this hand on heart practice, it might feel, if this is new to you, it's going to feel a little strange at first, but it has become second nature to me now. And if you had told me even a year ago that it would become second nature for me to put my hand on my heart and to give it love intentionally, I wouldn't have believed you. So it may feel uncomfortable at first, but I invite you to just sit with that anyway. So close your eyes now. May I ask you, dear one, what do you see when you hold a mirror in front of you? Do you look at yourself through eyes of love, of compassion, of kindness? Do you look upon yourself as an evolving piece of art? Or do you see the lines of your furrowed brow, your shame hidden behind your eyes? How, dear one, do you behold yourself? Please place one hand on your heart and the other on your stomach, lovingly holding yourself, and repeat after me. And you can do it aloud or silently. I love you. I'm listening. I love you. I'm listening. You deserve nothing but love. Forgive whatever forces made you believe otherwise. Forgive the other hearts lost from their own love. Forgive the other hands that hurt and the other beings hurting. Remember the wellspring within you. Shake your love awake. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes again. That is a practice of self-love. What we just did was reach down to this broken heart and give it love. And why are we doing that? Because this is a moment of reentry. And we are about to be around each other. And it may, if you're anything like me, it'll seem like the first time ever that you've been around other people, at least at first. We're at the moment of reentry. And it is so very, very important to have this emotional boundary around yourself, this energetic boundary around yourself. And you cannot do that with a low battery. And you have a low battery unless you are actively practicing every day self-love and self-care. As whoever made this graphic, they didn't put their name on it, or I'd have given them credit. Oh, wait, it says It's a Happy World. Thank you, It's a Happy World. I love these graphics, these pictures that can just say things like, that take me about a million words to say, right? This is what, unless we are practicing this self-care and self-love every day, we cannot go back into the world and be of service. We cannot go back into the world without absorbing the energy and the emotions of the people around us. And remember, she put it so well. I can relate to this sentence so much. I remember trying to love myself by loving other people. Can you feel that? Can you look within you and see where that might be? Where you were trying to practice self-love? You were trying to love yourself actually by loving other people. And what that leads to is depletion. Because only from that full place, that full battery, are we able to give love and be of service without depletion. Can you feel how important it is? It really, really is. It is really important. Self-care, self-love, every day, every day, every day. Okay. And I chose to use the daily word from yesterday because it is nurture, right? So I think it is perfect. So I'm using the daily word. This is the daily word. It is a Unity worldwide publication. You can find it at thedailyword.com. It gives you the daily word every day. or you can actually order the book. It's a daily devotional with an affirmation and a word, and I love it. And here is the word that we are choosing to focus on today, which is nurture. By caring for myself, I am able to care for others. Don't you just love Unity? They just nail it. I mean, we just nail it. I mean, they do, we do, but it's just, I heart Unity. I just do. Okay. By caring for myself, I am able to care for others. With love and care, I give nurturing attention to those in my life. But I would not be able to do that if I did not give nurturing care to myself. I withdraw from the busyness of the day to rest. I breathe in and feel the gentle life of spirit filling my lungs and calming my mind. I nurture my mind by taking time to learn. I nurture my body with activity and nourishment that promotes strength and energy. I nurture my spiritual growth with inspirational material and by holding positive, productive thoughts. I see myself as a loving, deserving child of spirit. I am replenished with strength, energy, and patience. I need to be a nurturing presence in the lives of all who rely upon me. And the verse is Matthew 11:29. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. And that is what Jesus Christ was talking about, that Christ nature. And that self-love, it's a moment. You know, you practice it in moments, you know. You take a minute to just be still, to put your hand on your heart, to take a breath, and to say, I love you, I'm listening. Just a moment. And those moments grow, right? So if you just will commit to doing it, you know, just this moment, you know, don't even, it's, yeah. Anytime I try, and they do this a lot in the 12-step program, right? If you say, you know, I'm never going to take another drink in my life, that is an undoable thing. So why not say, but today I can practice self-love. Today I can practice self-care. So in this moment, I can take a breath and do self-love. Right? So it's day by day, moment by moment. Don't turn it into a project. Do it today. And then tomorrow, do it today. Just today. Self-love. Okay. So announcements. I know I touched on them while I was killing time before we all got here. Our Back Together Again fundraiser, and it is an amazing success already. We have an amazing member donor, who has agreed to give $5,000 in matching funds for the fundraiser. And as of last Monday, we already had $31.25. So, yay! And the fundraiser is still going on. So don't be sad if you've missed your chance to give. You still have a chance to give. And it's through May 31st. You can go to our website. There's a PayPal button. You can send us a check, 1366 Appleton Road, Menasha. Don't know the zip, but don't worry, Google does. And you just mark on there that it's for fundraiser. PayPal doesn't give you a place to put that, but we will just know that it is for the fundraiser. So thank you so much for your participation, and thank you, member donors. I should say members. It's not just one. It's actually 2 members. It's a couple. It's a secret, though. I'm not telling you who they are. Can you tell I'm being elusive? Thank you, members. And then we are hiring a youth program assistant for our youth program that will kick off in the fall. And so please reach out to Priscilla. We've got an ad on Facebook about it, and this is for 16 and up. So people with a passion for working with youth. So even, you know, your older teenager. That's the announcements I'm remembering right now. we're looking for a pianist also. You can message us. We're looking for a pianist to work with our new revitalized Unity band. I'm so excited. We are going to unveil our new Unity band this fall. And I should say that it doesn't mean that they're not the same people. It's that we're doing a kind of revitalization of our music, and I'm very, very excited about it. We have a new music director who is super inspired and super pumped, and the music is going to be more inspiring than me. So you'll come for the music is what's going to happen, everybody. You're going to come for the music. So we're looking for a pianist. Lawrence students, even high school students, you know, this is an opportunity for you. So send us a message. And that is it. And I remembered announcements and the announcement slides, Madam President. She's here, so I just won. All right, so let's do our vision, mission, and values. Our vision, a world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. And our mission, advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. And our values, abundance, acceptance, community, diversity, integrity, joy, and love, and self-love. And we celebrate our children. Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children and nurtures their unfolding spirituality. And we'll take our moment of gratitude. So I invite you to, you know what, in this moment, let's see if we can be grateful for us. Let's see if we can practice a moment of gratitude for ourselves. So I invite you to once again put your hand on your heart. See, it's going to become second nature. And I invite you to just bring to mind something beautiful about you. Something good and true about you. Some way that you showed up that you are proud of. Some assistance you offered to another. And just tell yourself either silently or aloud, thank you. I love you. Thank you. And smile. And there it is. We practice our moment of gratitude, recognizing that gratitude is an energy that lives within us all the time. And the more we practice that energy of gratitude, the more we intentionally tap into it, the more we practice it, the more grateful and the more joyful our lives become. And our affirmation of prosperity. I've talked enough about the fundraiser, but I just want to say thank you again. And metaphorically, I am blessing all that has already come in for our fundraiser and all that is coming in. So that is what I'll be doing with this. And metaphorically, it's all in here. Okay? All right, so our affirmation of prosperity. Unity of Appleton is alive with the energy of spirit and the flow of divine abundance and radiant with unlimited possibilities. And here we go, once again, celebration of giving and receiving. Divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I joyfully give and willingly receive. I give in love, and I trust God as my source. Woo-hoo! So we'll do our prayer for protection, everybody. And just before we do this, I just want to say, and this is not to be an alarmist, the reason why I'm using the word emergency, I am having emergency dental surgery this coming Friday. And I'm telling you it's an emergency because it was unplanned. I had no idea that this was going to be happening. And I have been told by the gal who works at the dental surgery office that I should be fine to be here a week from today, standing here talking to all of you. And that is the plan. That is indeed the plan. But I also will ask you to please read your email blast and check in with our Facebook just in case on Saturday. If you don't see anything, then you'll see me Sunday. But we will post things. So just like last week, there was an emergency. I could not be here. I was sick. And it was the first time. And now it just so happens that, anyway, doesn't matter. I just want to tell you that please check our Facebook pages, our community page. Please join our community page. That is a great place to get the info. It's also the place to get our Zoom link. So please just be paying attention to your email blast next week and also any Facebook posts. And now we will do our prayer for protection. And then we're going to do our community Zoom. And if you are not a member of our Facebook group, come on over. Be a member so that you can join these amazing conversations that we have in our Zoom discussions following the message. Okay, prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. I say that prayer with my kids every night. And last night, both of them said, I just love that prayer. I just love that prayer. I mean, don't you just love it? It's a perfect prayer for bedtime. Anyway, it's just for unity. You know, I heart unity. Okay, everybody, we'll see you on the Zoom conversation or next week. See you there. See you in a minute, guys. See you in a minute. See you in a minute.